Randy Pedersen of California, leaving the 10, fired a 268 to Tim Weisbrod's 156, and now he meets another red-hot bowler named Amlet Monacelli. Here's some basketball scores. The final: 6th-ranked Georgetown over arch-rival St. John, 74-67. And the 7th-ranked Syracuse, still staying high and good, 90-69 over Florida State. We have Budweiser Kingpin standings and points. Players finishing among the top 24 will be awarded points, and as you see, first place 125, second 100, and so on down the line, with 10 bonus points going to the tournament leader. At this point, as we're in our 4th week of telecast, David Husted 205, Marshall Holman 160, Monacelli, who'll be bowling next, 150. So we're going now with Monacelli and Randy Pedersen. Randy again, winning 268 to 156, and Monacelli will fire first, the PBA Player of the Year last year.
The last 2 times these fellows have met in the championship round, Randy Pedersen has won.
Leaving a 4-pin, Amlet, who was 3rd last week at the Pinole Open and 4th at the Showboat Invitational in Las Vegas.
Looking for another bowling ball with a lower surface friction to convert to spare. Monacelli has improved his spare making with a much different style to his spares. He throws the ball hard and straight, cuts down the hook.
So this is like a rematch of the past year's Japan Cup, where Randy won it, defeating Monacelli. Monacelli having won the Japan Cup for his very first of 6 titles. So here they go head-to-head again, and that's our format, step-ladder format. You win, you advance; you lose, you take your check and leave. Ten-pin on the right lane.
The first solid tap that we've seen in this championship round so far, and that's what's made the scores so high in recent years here on lanes 39 and 40. The ability to carry. The pocket is relatively easy to hit from any angle. You see Monacelli playing the big hook, Pedersen the down and in shot.
QUAKER-STATE-OPEN, which each year benefits the Texas Scottish Rite Hospital for crippled children. Over $150,000 thus far developed for that very needed facility, and they do such a great job. And here a youngster did this drawing and was presented to me last night. Well, we love them too, and we thank them for doing that they like the Professional Bowlers Tour.
That's great.
A 7-10 for Randy Pedersen, who earlier in the week converted a 7-10 right here.
He calls it the swishing 7-10. The ball hits light in the pocket, an apparent good hit, and it knocks the 5-pin in front of the 7. The 6 chops off the 10, and his technique to try to make it once again will be throw it hard and straight at the 10-pin, hopefully bounce it out.
Oh,
see that pin coming up?
Did.
That's how Roth made it years ago.
And Mark Roth, along with Marshall Holman, watching here live along with you. And they have great admiration for Amlet Monacelli and Randy. Here as Amlet now. Spare up, 2nd frame. That was a typical Monacelli strike, wasn't it?
He has that big hook ball working. He just concentrating, working on his game. He's really a dedicated athlete. Amlet weighed over 200 pounds about 8 or 9 years ago, and he took up jogging, running, and obviously a lot of bowling, and he's down to 150 in top condition, but he maintains that conditioning through running and weightlifting. Top player in the world right now.
A 10-pin for the man that finished strong in '89, winning back-to-back titles. But 5 times he's been in the top 10 in the last 14 tournaments. That's consistency.
That's domination. 2 other times he was 6th and just barely got knocked out of the top 5.
Huge crowd here. Grand Prairie to foreign lanes. You couldn't pack in any more. That's how much they appreciate the Quaker State Open and the sport of professional bowling. Here's one of the reasons. Colorful Randy Pedersen, trailing now by 13.
Once again, something bothered Randy. Now, in the first game, we saw him stop, and he said he thought he heard a noise. Now, the second time he stopped, there's apparently something wrong with his thumb hole, and there's not really much you can do about it. He's smarter to stop and wait.
Get your head in the game.
Hear that? Get your head in the game.
Oh, striking.
And even though he struck, he did get a warning, Nelson, on the 25-second rule.
Right, Chris, as we said before, the player on the right-hand lane has 25 seconds to roll the ball as soon as the opponent finishes his frame. Now, Randy here has 25 seconds to roll the ball from the time his ball came back. Now, he's taking a re-rack, and that will affect his 25 seconds. If he gets warned again, he will not be warned. He will be fined $100.
Remember now, he has that strike up. He can cut Monacelli's lead to 3.
Hook, please.
Okay. A very close second game. 3 pins separating these two pros. We'll be back.
Best are up.
Yes, to the Crescent City next week for the Don Carter Classic. All right, final score, 4th-ranked Michigan over Big Ten rival Wisconsin, 77-63. Big Ten battle tomorrow here on ABC. Indiana, Illinois.
Number 11 against number 22. Now, Monacelli leads by 3.
Crossing over to Barquisimeto, Venezuela. That's where Teresa, his wife, is from as well. Pretty lady. He relies on her a great deal.
Well, it's important to have a lot of support while you're out here on the tour. Tough life sometimes. Now, Monacelli had a good pocket hit in the first frame, left a 4-pin, strike in the second, 10-pin in the third, got the great break in the fourth. As you see the full grip of Monacelli, he can extend his lead to 13 here in the fifth.
All but a 10. 14th Quaker State Open.
Chris, Monacelli's going to have trouble with that big hook today. It's what is happening is it's rolling out. You can hook the ball and bring it a long way, but it has to continue hooking. His ball is quitting or straightening out the last 5 feet, and that makes it somewhat ineffective, and that's why he left that 10-pin.
Monacelli in blue, Pedersen in red. Randy with a double up can take the lead now, shooting in the 5th frame. Warned once on the 25-second limit.
Out!
Oh, what a break.
How about that?
Oh, now tell me about that one.
Well, that's the second time Randy's had a shot like that. As you see from the overhead view, he's playing a medium line, sliding about the center of the lane, starting it out over the first arrow. Now watch the action of the 3-pin and the 2-pin. There's the 2-pin to the left sideboard, the 3-pin to the right sideboard, takes out the 4-6 split, and allows him to take a 7-pin lead.
All right, he's moved to the left side now. Where last time there he took a re-rack. Nelson, this being our 29th season for the Professional Bowlers Tour on ABC, do you realize 27-year-old Randy Pedersen and 28-year-old Monacelli weren't even born when we started? Oh, no.
Well, they're really benefactors of the forerunners of this game, the Don Carters and the Dick Webbers, who made it so good for these young players today.
Bo Burton with 17 titles and in 2 Halls of Fame had a lot to do with it, too.
Well, thank you. Once again, watching Monacelli's ball. See it just hanging on the edge. Now watch it. Hook, hook, hook. Now start to straighten out just a little bit at the end there, and it leaves the 4-pin. He needs a little more ball speed, something like Randy Pedersen's using, as Monacelli's only 14 miles an hour. That's awfully slow.
Physically conditioned. Probably if he were a boxer, his trainers would love him because he would be fit. And that's all they can ask when they step through the ropes, which will be happening on ABC today, Wide World of Sports. Broadcast premiere, Cooney.
Well, Cooney and Foreman. And then I like the McCallum and Collins fight, Chris. You're going to have to pick a winner for me there. Tough fight.
I'm going to have an upset. Undefeated Irish Stevie Collins from Boston.
Sounds good.
Beautiful shot by Monacelli. Strike coming in the 7th frame. Still trailing by 18 pins. More after this.
In 73, George Foreman now. A broadcast first. The Foreman-Cooney battle next on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Okay, Cooney, Foreman, McCallum, Collins, and Bill Shoemaker's last ride. It's not the last ride for these two pros. While we were away, as we're running behind our allotted time schedule, Randy Pedersen left a 7-pin, covered it, then the 8th frame with a strike, still leading by 17. Strike up, though, for Monacelli.
Just startling, Chris. He's rolling the ball 15, 16 miles an hour, and that time it was just 14 miles an hour. It shows you how important to maintain a consistent speed, especially up at the 16, 17, 18 level. Monacelli does not have control of that big hook today. He needs to, and there's the radar gun that is timing those shots.
All right. I guess similar equipment on the highways around America, too.
I'll bet everybody knows a little bit about those. Now, for Monacelli coming up in the 9th frame, he trails Randy Pedersen, who's a tough customer, by 17 pins. Monacelli has a possible 219 game. Pedersen going at a 216 clip. So it's a must situation right now for Monacelli.
All right. Beautiful foundation strike. And, Bo, I guess it's fitting that our radar gun is being manned today by one of Fort Worth's finest detectives.
Well, I'm glad it isn't the Arlington Police. I had they worked well on me a couple years ago.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Are you a speeder?
Not really. They just had the wrong limit up there.
Gotta work.
Oh, yeah, he talked to it. There's a big, big double. 27-pin lead at this point. He won the first game, if you just joined us, 268 to Tim Weisbrod's 156. We've got to show you our detective. Would you trust this man? I would. You bet.
Well, it's up to Pedersen to trust this ball right now, because if he strikes on this shot, he shuts out Amlet Monacelli, and he'll go against the lefty, Hugh Miller.
You can count on it when Randy gets to the line, the release is done, and he starts walking away, that it's a strike. What confidence in his ability.
Just tremendous, has that high arm swing. He's very loose and relaxed, trusted that ball wide, and it has proven himself to be a great clutch bowler also on the Pro Bowlers Tour. So it's going to be Randy Pedersen against a two-time winner of this tournament, lefty Hugh Miller, in the semifinal.
So despite what he thought of that last shot, he has won the second game. Coming up, we'll be back, of course, with this match, Miller-Pedersen.
Today's bowling tip of the week is on a problem I call